So I was going through some stuff in my garage and I came across these old 1/4-inch mixdown tapes that I had from many years ago when I used to have a 8-track studio in my garage, and I no longer have any equipment. My brother ended up with this 2-track mixdown machine, and it's been sitting in his garage for, I don't know, probably 20 years, I'm guessing. Anyway, I got it back here, put on the tapes, and quickly realized that the belt was no longer intact. It had disintegrated, which I saw when I disassembled the front part of the machine. And the roller wheel, the rubber roller wheel, and I'll show you a picture of that later, it was just goo. It was just goo. I tried to separate it from the center metal piece, and it was ridiculous. I sent away for a new belt and a new tire for this. Installed it, and the playback worked. But the fast forward and rewind, this is rewind right here. It used to just crank when you would turn that thing on. Just crank, and this thing will go for a while and it'll get slower and slower, and eventually sometimes it'll just stop. And it was the same in both directions. It's a little faster in this direction, but it used to just crank. Anyway, so that was the problem. So I jump on the internet and I punch in Tascam 32, slow, fast forward, and rewind, and I check out forums, and I see some YouTube videos. One in particular was really good. It showed how to take apart the whole backside of this monster and clean the motors. And so I watched that and figured, well, I can do that. So I just took my time and was very careful taking everything apart, and took a lot of pictures while I was doing it, so there wouldn't be any issues when I was putting it back together. Took the motors apart. His motors on his video, YouTube video, the motors were real dirty, and I took these motors out, took them apart, and they were just spotless. So I cleaned them up anyway. Took some alcohol wipes and cleaned the commutators as best I could, put everything back together, and put the whole machine back together, and yeah, nothing had changed. Then I started reading about people taking their reel-to-reel tapes and putting them in an oven at very low temperatures, and like 120 degrees to 140 degrees, leaving them in there for many hours. And anyway, I won't go into detail on that. So I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the tapes. Too bad I didn't have like a brand new tape. I walk over to my box where I found my tapes, and I found a brand new tape. Well, first I got to rewind that tape. We'll see how that goes. Oh. Getting close. There we go. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to clean the tracks or the guides and the heads real quick, just in case there's any stuff on there from that tape. And I'll be back with you. One tip I got while watching the video on how to take the machine apart was alcohol prep pads for people that get shots. For $5, I got 200 of these things. They came in real handy for cleaning up the mess that the disintegrating belt and pinch roller created on everything, so that's a good tip. Maybe you should see this. This is the first roller that I'm cleaning, and I had cleaned these when I had the machine apart, and probably everything's got stuff on it at this point from the old tapes. Yeah, everything's coming up with stuff on it. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! So here's the wipes I used to clean just from that last tape. Show on this new tape here. All right, let's do a little fast forward. Now that's the way it should be. So it's not the machine. So, my advice to you is if you're having problems with your reel-to-reel, do this test first. Get a new tape and see if it's old tape. Would have saved me a lot of grief taking the whole machine apart and cleaning the motors. So hopefully this will help somebody. All right, so that's all I got.